Alrighty, Weekend Kingdom means a lot of expansions present today. What's happening here? For draw, we got Tragic Hero, Hunter, Livery. Livery gives you a horse, and a horse is like a one-shot laboratory, so every horse you gain is effectively +1 card on the next turn. And Hunting Lodge can be draw. If your hand size is smaller than 5, then pitching it and drawing up to 5 would be net draw. I'm not sure if that's where this is going or not. For villages, just Hunting Lodge, though there's also Practice. You buy Practice, you can play an extra action, so you're converting 3 coins at a buy into an action play, or I guess 2 technically. Plus buy, Tragic Hero or Salvager. Forum says plus buy, but it doesn't count because you buy the forum to get the plus buy, you're only breaking even. So forum doesn't cost to buy. You can add as many forums as you want, but you can't get buys that way. In other kingdoms that could be possible, like if Artisan or University or something could gain forum without buying it with present, you could net buys by gaining forums in the action phase and then using the buys in the buy phase. But here the only way to gain forums to buy it, and so you can't use that to get multiple provinces here. Trashing, Temple or Salvager. Mine kind of, but not really, because you're just turning your treasures into bigger treasures. But these two should do the trick. The thing that seems a tad awkward to me is, so you have ways to convert extra buys into actions with Practice. If you had a bunch of action cards and not enough actions to play them, you could buy Practice to play the extra, like Liveries or Salvage or whatever. And also, you have ways to convert actions into buys. If you have surplus actions left over, you can use those as buys. Once Flourishing Trade is active, to activate this, you have to play Tea House 5 times, either you or your opponent, or some combination of the two. So you can convert actions to buys, you can convert buys to actions. That's all well and good, except both of those are the two most limited resources here. Trashing is fine, draw is fine, but for villages, you just got the one $5 village, which is kind of expensive. Then for buys, you have Tragic Hero, which is okay, but has a tendency to kill itself, and Salvager, which requires you to trash stuff just to get the buys back, which is probably the better of the two here, but also a little bit of a limitation. So neither of those is abundant. And if there was a good way to get just one of those in large quantities, that would kind of fix the problem for both, but there isn't. So I think the goal is to get a bunch of Hunting Lodges, because you're going to want to play a bunch of Salvages for buys, probably a bunch of Liveries, I think, for draw, and then like 2 to 3 Salvagers, 2 to 3 Liveries. Requires a decent number of lodges, and then the horses will be your main draw, I think. I could see Hunter being useful early on. I could see adding Tragic Hero situationally, but you got to expect that it's going to die and turn into a gold. Anyways, opening seems clear to me, I think. Definitely Salvage or Silver. Temple trashes 2 compared to Salvage or trashing 1, at least provided you line it up with a copper and an estate. But you're going to end up hitting 2 that turn, most likely. Maybe even lower than that. And there's nothing good for cheap here, whereas hitting 5 looks super important because almost everything costs 5. Salvager, then slightly slower, but it's pretty good at getting you to 5. Whereas in the Kingdom, we're getting thin fast, relative to hitting 5 or more important. Maybe Temple could be the better opening. I think for the first 1 or 2 5s, I just want to click Hunter to cycle to the Salvager consistently and play it. I'm contemplating buying Temple here. I don't. my ideal set of opening turns would just be buy the Salvager Silver, then hit 5 5 5 5 forever. But maybe that was a little bit over optimistic. I've already got 2 silvers, which is a lot of silvers. I think I'm going to have plenty of money just inadvertently off of playing Livery for draw and Salvager for buys. I don't need a bunch of silvers. Temple could help deal with the coppers, perhaps, which are going to be awkward to deal with Salvager. Yeah, I'm going to take a Temple. I'm not sure if that's right. I don't think hitting 5 helps me more than hitting 8. So I'm contemplating whether it's better to just trash the or I said that backwards. I wonder if hitting 8 helps me more than 5. So I wonder if I just trash the copper here. The estate's easier to kill with Temple alongside a copper. Also could be more money with Salvager in future turn. But I do have 2 estates left in the deck. I think I'm going to do it anyway. I don't know if that's correct. All right. Yeah, this turn worked out just fine. Now I think it's time to add a livery. And I would like to pitch here because, yeah, this is exactly what I was hoping for. Is I can get a hand where I have one of the trashers and a hunting lodge. I can trash, play the hunting lodge, redraw, and I'm netting 2 draw out of this hunting lodge, which is nice. Now that's working out lovely. I'm very happy right now. Okay. 2 horses incoming. Another village. And another livery or another plus buy card. Maybe Tragic Hero? Not quite sure what I want at the moment. I'm gonna need more buys soon. That wasn't an ideal draw. I think like ideal scenario would be playing Tragic Hero early in the turn when you still have a 5-card hand. If you play Tragic Hero from a 5-card hand, it doesn't die. The problem is if you play it after drawing any other cards, your hand size is going to be too big and bad things are going to happen. Here we go. Okay. So if I trash a copper, I hit 9. 9 sounds okay. I can take that temple. If I trash a silver, I would hit 3, 6, 8, 11. 11 sounds slightly better for buying purposes. I get 2 5s. I don't mind taking a temple here. And rather get the copper out of my deck. Second livery time, I believe. Can I support that? I can't support that. I can kind of support that. The second livery would have to be played with practice, but I have an extra buy at the moment. So I think this is okay. This looks like a nice hand. Maybe I should have planned to salvage a temple. I forgot that I had so many. I think I'll just do that. Alright, so 15 and 2 buys means I should probably buy a forum because it's effectively free if I plan on buying 2 other 5s. And I'm going to need more plus buy. Maybe another salvager and another hunting lodge. The bot bought a gold. That is disgusting. Hard bot, don't do that in public. That hand's not great. It's looking a little bit better. What do I want to get rid of here? Salvage the horse? I think should be okay. I think I'm okay popping the hero now. I'll get some horses off of it. Or a horse at least. Couldn't find the other livery and hunting lodge in time. Okay. Probably livery is the best target for practice. As I say that, I have 5 horses. Maybe I don't need to practice that. That still sounds okay. Another forum. Another hunting lodge. Tragic hero, maybe. Another salvager. Alright, alas, I couldn't find a hunting. The goal early on, if possible, is like play a hunting lodge, play one of your terminal action cards, play another hunting lodge, draw back up, so you can eke a little extra draw out of the lodges. I had to play a bunch of horses before playing lodges, and so at this point it's probably not worth trying to pitch my hand and redraw. But that's fine. Should have plenty of horses from here on out. So we go livery, livery, hero. I'll get horses off of the gold. The horse on top, nice place for it to be. Trash a copper. Don't need you for him. Alright. Maybe a temple, a province, and some more fives. Actually a little bit concerned about dudding here, and wondering which of these helps me the most. Form gets me furthest into the deck. Hunting Lodge might be the play just to pitch my hand and draw a new one. I don't know. I'm a little worried here that I might dud. Let's go ahead and do that. And if I have an awkward draw, yeah, we're abandoning ship here and hoping to save the turn. Alright, here we go. That's more like it. Livery, livery, tragic hero, gain a gold, gain some horses. Leave the last horse on top. Salvage forum. Salvage temple. I could just voluntarily not play the livery. Unfortunately, Flourishing Trade is still at 1. One more and that extra action could be converted into a buy. But if I leave the livery in hand, I could spend 3, basically converting 3, or I'd be converting 1 buy into an extra livery play. Which if I plan on buying provinces here, might not be so bad. I just want 4 provinces. Could be like a forum and a duchy. Comes with 4 more horses and a sifting card. Reducing my chance of dudding. That's probably safer. Even if the bot takes the last 3 provinces, they're still way behind on points. Okay. Now draw all the cards. Here I probably want to practice the salvagers to maximize my buys. Because I'm definitely going to need that to hit 16 and 2 buys. One, two, three. End actions. Oh no, I shouldn't end actions. The hunting lodges now count as plus buy because of Flourishing Trade. Forgot that little detail. I think that's probably going to be worth it. I don't know, I'm not counting this out, but just trying to maximize my score. The argument for keeping hunting lodges in hand is I end up with slightly more money because I can salvage them for 5 each instead of 3 from horses. But keeping them not in hand means I have more buys to work with. Maybe it's relevant. Oh, these don't come with horses. That's tragic. Flourishing Trade reduced the cost of everything by 1. Now the gardens cost 3. I sure would love to get some horses with the gardens because then they would make more points. So 4 gardens or 3 duchies. Gardens is still the better deal there, points wise, looks like. I wonder if there's some middle ground line that does like gardens plus duchies, so I can get horses off the duchies and then buff the gardens. But I think the numbers work out just a tad awkwardly for that. Nope, couldn't get him to 4. I had 36 cards. Okay, that's the kingdom. What did Hardbot do? Hardbot seemed way behind here for some reason. 1 hunting lodge, 2 tea houses, 2 tragic here. Yeah, there's not a whole lot going on in Hardbot's deck. Why is that? Go up with Temple, which I think is worse. Does take salvage at turn 3. And then go straight for hunting lodge. I went for the hunter early, hoping to find the salvager more often, but hunting lodge kind of does that as well, because if you have a hand with hunting lodge and no salvager, you can just pitch your hand, kind of like a guide at that point. And you want the hunting lodge later, so I don't hate hunting lodge as the first 5. But temple I think is a little bit dubious. It's not buying anything turn 8. I think tea house is pretty weak here. The best argument for tea house is just there is some upside to triggering flourishing trade first and being the first one to hit the cost reduction and the extra buys that come off of it. And having the tea house means you're the first mover on that. But like if your opponent ignores it, you have to play tea house 5 times. To me, it just seems way too low impact, I think. Oh yeah, and it bought a gold. Disgusting. Yeah, I don't know what to call this deck. It's not exactly playing big money, but it's not building very much either. It's just like somewhere in the middle. Um, I think there definitely seems to be enough you can accomplish here with livery and some plus buy to ease. Like if somehow like Hardbot's deck got out to an early lead, I think my deck would be pretty easily able to catch up on like gardens and duchies without much of a concern. So I don't think what Hardbot did looks all that great.